Welcome to the Doormen podcast.
What's going on? It's your boy Chief back in the building. Appreciate you guys joining me for another episode of Doormen. Let's see what's going on in the world of security. Let's jump into the videos. We'll break them down, watch them, and then see what we see. Here's the first one.
Sure. Size you up. Sure. And good night. Good night. And set the side con. You're done for these guys. It's turning pink. Thank God. That was amazing. Yeah, he tapped. Let him go.
Okay, that's not gonna.
Yo, chill out.
Okay, so a little bit of background on this. This is just what the news had to say about this. Occurred in Baltimore. They're investigating a viral video showing a bouncer slamming a young man's head through a car window outside Cross Street Public House. In a statement posted on Instagram, police confirmed the bouncer worked for a private security company contracted by the venue. Public House has since announced it cut ties with the security provider and placed an immediate ban on the bouncer. The investigation is ongoing as city officials and community members react to the disturbing footage. This is absolutely disturbing. This is a prime example, something we've talked about many times on this channel. In the world today, everything you do is gonna be under surveillance. In particular, fights, altercations, there's always somebody who has a phone out. And this guard, I don't want to, he could be looking at jail time. I'm going to be honest. The choke is one thing. I'm a guy who practices jujitsu and I enjoy choking people out for recreation, of course, But when you choke somebody, you want to hit the artery, right? So that it only takes about 4 to 6 seconds on an untrained neck to put somebody to sleep. And a lot of times, they go unconscious, they fall, but it ends the interaction pretty quickly if you know what you're doing and you apply the choke correctly. This is dangerous because he's applying a lot of torque and a lot of pressure on the neck, but he's not doing it in a technical way. So this is how you could potentially break someone's neck because the technical skill isn't there and you're putting a lot of aggression and force into it. There's a rule in combat. There's a rule when you train fighting. You learn that when someone taps, when someone does this, you ease up. He has no weapon. He's not a threat to the point that you need to go this hard on him for this long. I just think it's a lack of training and the guy's operating in anger. I would much rather you even just bring him to the ground, get on top of him and control him. That looks 10 times better than just holding him in a chokehold and then putting his head through the window is just the icing on the cake. And that's why I say this could go really bad for this guy. Just terrible look, excessive force. He could have, when you put somebody through a window like that, it could easily cut their neck, cut their face open. And let me say this too. The fact that after this altercation, this guy is still conscious, shout out to him, because most people would have been out of there. This guy's still standing and he's still conscious. That's admirable. But yeah, he's got a payday coming. I'm sure this is a nightmare for the employer, both the club or the lounge or whatever this place is. Yeah, it's calling him a bouncer, so it's probably some type of nightlife location. But yeah, this is a nightmare for that location. This is an even bigger nightmare for the security company because a lawsuit's coming. Paperwork is on the way for sure. And now it's reached so many eyes I'm sure lawyers are chomping at the bit to try to get this guy as a client, and they're going to take him for everything they got. And I'm just trying to think in my mind, is there something that would justify this? That's just a terrible look. And there's not much that can justify it. And if you're going to be putting people in chokeholds, do them a favor, do yourself a favor, and do it correctly so that you can end it quickly, so that it doesn't look so bad. When it lingers for 10, 15 seconds, now it's excessive. If the situation truly called for that kind of force, if this person was being violent, if they were a threat to other people, if they had threatened you and they're moving in on you and you feel the need to defend yourself or defend someone else in that way, if it calls for that, where a chokehold is needed to control someone who is out of control. There's an air choke and then there's a blood choke. The blood choke is the best for this type of situations. 4 seconds. That individual, it doesn't matter how big they are, how mad they are, how trained, doesn't matter. 4 seconds without blood or oxygen to your brain, they will go out and you can lay them down, control them, and it just looks much better. This is an example of someone untrained doing something and it looks clumsy and big mistake. Let's look at the next video here. This is another situation dealing with a club guy, and this happened outside the club. Let's look at this one. I'm gonna mute this because this guy's talking and we just need to see the video. So here right off the bat, we got an altercation between the guy in the black and the bald-headed guy here in the white. Words were exchanged, and the guy at the beginning says that the guy in the white is mouthing off to security, being tough, and this is what happens. Just look at this. Drops the jacket, immediately grabs the shirt. And this is what I told my brother who sent me this. That's an old school tactic, and that is a tactic that works in street fights. You grab with one hand and you punch with the other, and you don't have to worry about them creating too much distance because you've got your distance finder here. So that's a good technique. And it's funny, the police are just here. Clearly this guy in the white deserved it in my mind, because the police officers who were there on the scene, they're not even trying to stop it. That tells me in my mind they told this guy in the white to leave. And sometimes when you work in nightlife, you know the police officers will tell you, hey man, do what you got to do. Working in security, sometimes there are customers that the police officers don't even want to deal with. And they kind of give you a little nod and say, hey, we told him to leave. He's still around. We don't want to get involved because this is just an EJ for them. They don't want to deal with paperwork and doing all that extra stuff that comes with arresting someone or trespassing someone. So sometimes they just tell security, do what you got to do. And this may be one of those situations. And security just said, all right. And he's letting them have it here. Boom. Yeah, he's and eventually looks like the female guard comes in and grabs him. Now the police are saying, all right, that's enough. But yeah, this is another example. I gotta say again, the guy can take a punch. For him to still be standing after this and walking away, he's got a chin on him, because this guy landed some bombs. The guy in the white didn't even land a punch. He's swinging, he's out of control. The guy in the black is landing bombs. Good exchange. But yeah, the police come in at the end and break it up and act like they care. But yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes in nightlife, man. These situations do occur. The last video that I wanted to go over quickly was one that I was sent. This is a video involving Neyo. This happened a couple of days ago. Somebody sent it to me, but I wanted to react to it and take a look at it. Let's take a look at that video. And this is nonsense. Shout out to Neyo for continuing to perform and being a professional and not allowing this to throw him off. We've seen artists like Burna Boy and others who get really thrown off by stage crashers. You know, Burna Boy even just completely stopped performing and left a concert because somebody ran on stage. So it can be a potentially really devastating thing, allowing security breaches like this. This was a big letdown because the amount of time that this guy had before security responded, that's like the biggest thing that sticks out about this whole thing. Can you always keep every single person off of every single stage? It's very tough. This is why it happens. Even if you have very diligent guys, sometimes there's an event security somewhere with their back turned and somebody does something silly. It happens, you know, every blue moon. But the response time is something that is alarming and shocking with this video. This guy was up there 5-6 seconds just sitting there dancing, and my mind just goes to, what if this guy would have came up there with bad intentions, went to attack him, grab somebody? He had plenty of time to do whatever he wanted to do with the artist. The last thing, the fact that Neyo, as the performer, had to be the one to physically get him out of the way, it's also a bad look on Neyo, and it's full blame to the security staff, because you are supposed to protect the artist from making those kind of decisions and looking bad. Part of your protecting them is keeping them out of certain situations that are going to have them being looked at in a negative light. You look at some of the comments and people are like, you know, that's a fan and he shouldn't have done that and things like that. Like, you can feel however you want to feel about what he should have done. That guy shouldn't have been on the stage. He was completely out of place, and Neyo did what he felt like he had to do at the time. A big letdown by security, terrible response time. So that's making the waves on the internet now as well. So another letdown, but you know, it is what it is. Interesting videos. I appreciate you guys joining me. I'm going to wrap this up, but I'm back for a little while. So you should see these videos coming out at a pretty good clip for at least a little while. Listen, I'm done making promises about it's going to be a video a week or a couple of videos a week. I can't promise that. With the lifestyle that I live, man, you'll get them when you get them, and I'll do them as much as I can. That I can't commit to. Appreciate you guys joining me. I'm Chief. This has been Doormen. If you see any videos with security-related content in any way, send them to the Instagram. Will probably be easiest, at Chief Gavin Mont. We'll look at them, get them on the show, review them, and talk about them. To everybody that has been sending me videos, even though I've been out of town, I appreciate it. And some of them we'll get to. I try to stay current, so if I miss some stuff and it's super old, I might just leave it. But some of the stuff is good. I'll go back and we'll, review it and talk about it. All right, man. I'll see y'all later. Peace.